Hello everyone, welcome to this finale stream. I hope it will be satisfactory. Last time we streamed Satisfactory, we streamed it, or we finished up the Space Elevator Phase 4 factory and got it started, and calculated it's going to take 16 hours and 40 minutes or so. And found out that I found out that it took a little bit longer, and I'll talk about why. But we're here now, 16, almost 17, probably 17 hours later, when we left off the last episode, and the factory is just about done. So let's go through this. Hey Joe, and hey Addicted, thanks for claiming first and a hydrate. Let's go ahead and take care of that now, and then we'll jump into the factory. How are you guys tonight? Alright, factory time. There we are. Alright, so we're here. I have disconnected the outputs of the drone ports for all the items for 3 of the 4 products, because 3 of the 4 are done. So they've all stopped, or mostly stopped. They may still be chugging through some leftovers, but I think they've all stopped now. So what we have left is this factory here, making the somethings that I can't remember the name of. Assembly director systems. Tired, yeah, I can sympathize with that. And so there were a few problems with the assembly director systems. The first one was the manifold here for the high-speed connectors really could not keep up. It was it kept filling up the first one, and they never really made it to the end. So I went to the mall and I grabbed a few hundred and manually fed them into all of these machines, and all of these machines just kind of back up the whole belt, and that stabilized everything at that point. So that made a bit of a difference. The other thing that I did was I also had a problem here with heavy modular frames, and some of that was me, to be perfectly honest, because for a while after I got the high-speed connectors thing fixed, I had these all overclocked, all 5 of those and all 16 of these and all 6 of those overclocked with 1 shard up to 150%, and that 150% meant that we were using 50% more heavy modular frames, which was not enough to support the production. Which was not enough not being supported enough by production. You can actually see still that there aren't any backed up here. I found a second reason for that, but not until just a few minutes ago, actually. So we have quite a backup of things now, and things are chugging along a little bit better here. And these will be done here in 7 minutes or so. And we probably have enough of most everything now that I could actually start disconnecting some of these, but that makes me nervous. And the wire even was a problem, because I'm only pulling the wire from the starter building over there, and it's not really producing enough to support this. So what I should have done is I should have put a drone port on the copper building out there at the ocean. Where we have the copper ingots being made for the aluminum, first aluminum building that is, and the extra sheets and the extra wire being made out there as well. I should have put a drone port out there for the wire and ship the wire in from there into here, or both even, and I didn't. And that caused some backups here with the wire, I think, at least for a little while. Or some droughts here. Yeah, see, the wire's almost out now, and the drone, I think, just left. So by the time he gets back, this belt's going to be starved out. So that was a problem. There's plenty of wire. It's just all down there. So that was a problem, and you can see how the wire barely makes it to the end here. So if we had a bit more wire, we'd have been a bit more stable. I think I also went and got a few stacks of wire and pre-seeded these a little bit too, just to kind of compensate for that. So some woes, some challenges, some things. The other issue with the the heavy modular frames was, at some point, there was a train accident out here. I suspect it was the first time I opened the game after the update the other day. But there was a crash on... Is it on this intersection? Or that intersection? It had to have been that one, the further one. There's a crash there in that intersection, and it backed up trains all the way down here and up the ramp to that intersection at least. So that caused a bit of a backup and probably screwed up the heavy modular frames, although they were still producing surplus the last time I saw. So I don't know that that actually caused a problem. These HMFs? Yeah, these are HMFs. So I don't know if that was actually a problem or not, but wait, what are you? You don't belong here. Aluminum casing. Yeah, let's cancel docking. Let you go elsewhere and do your thing. Come back later, and we'll let this aluminum casing one get through so that it can go do its thing. They changed the headlights on the trains, or they actually added headlights to the trains in that update. So now you can see the light. You could see it if you noticed on the back of the train that was in front of it, the lights shining on it, and you can see them on the ground here too. So that's a new feature, that the lights are actually the lights on the train, which is kind of cool. Alrighty, so another thing that I did off camera, I didn't do any decorative stuff. Let's go fly fast because I don't want to waste a bunch of time flying around. Update 6, this is update 6. Hey Morpier, by the way, welcome. So I added a little bit more stable, I would guess, in the next couple of weeks. Now that they're all back from vacation, they basically took like 4 to 6 weeks off, as apparently Scandinavians are likely to do in the middle of the summer, and so they're all just back in the office now this week. Yeah, so I suspect the next few weeks, probably, what's today, the 1st of September? I'd say by mid-month, I'm guessing. That's how it works, but that's really, they take like 3 or 4 weeks off in the summer, and then that's almost all they get. So yeah, the patch was bug fixy mostly, I think, or it seemed like to me. And a couple of minor changes. I think we'll see. I think we'll see update 6 on stable in a few, 2 to 3 weeks, I would say. You know, maybe not 2 Tuesdays from now, which is the 13th, but maybe on the 20th. Maybe, I would think. So anyways, I added this additional extractor here to just add a little bit more content here. There's now 660 running through a 600 pipe, but I thought the extra pressure would be a little bit better for the whole thing. And then I also added a few extra tanks here too. And the 6 tanks are key here because 6 tanks times 400 is 2400, and the station itself holds 20. Two of them, for example, are going all the way over to nuclear. One of them's only going over to here to fuse modular frames. The other one's going over there to cooling systems, and there might be a 5th train going somewhere. But yeah, here comes one back that's basically or partially full, at least if not entirely full. Yeah, it's just got some in it. So once they can get to 1600, they will load up and they will head out, because that 1600 is what the freight car loads. I also added, hey Mr. Taco, welcome. I also added the 2nd feeder pipe here. I am good. How are you today? It is not Taco Thursday today. I assumed you're not streaming. I didn't think I saw you go live. So I added the 2nd feeder pipe here when I added the extra tanks, because the logic here is, yes, we are getting 600 up this pipe from down below, but once this goes here, then you're getting basically 300 in each of these as far as throughput. But when the trains are sitting here loading and loading up, the loading of the station is paused, just like we have with the solids. So my thought was, and this seemed to pan out, that I want to have the ability for all 2,400 of this to dump at a rate of 1,200 per minute max, 2 pipes, into that station as fast as possible. And that does seem to be what it's doing. It's not getting a full... It's not getting the full 2,400. But it's getting... Or sorry, not 24, 1,200. But it's getting around 1,000 for a long time at least. So... at least 900 plus, so it's better than 1 pipe, and that's what I wanted. It was better than 1 pipe, and also by changing those train programmings to make sure they have a full car, that kind of helps space them out a little bit, so that we don't have all the trains showing up at the same time, which seemed to work out well. But what triggered me to do this was the nuclear plant. And that's because the nuclear plant was not getting enough nitrogen gas. I just saw we ticked over to 4,000. So I want to quickly stop by here. And, oops, over here. And turn off these lifts so that we can stop delivering new items here. Because we're done with these. And we're going to have to shred everything anyway. So we might as well stop having new items be delivered. Before we proceed. And we'll come back to this in a few minutes. Once I head around and do the last few things. Plus, we'll let them kind of process out to the higher tier items. So way, way, way out here in the nuclear plant, I noticed that the uranium waste was backing up. It actually was backed up into the plants a little bit, which was not a good thing. About to get the cup. Yes, indeed. The better cup. The golden cup. So first off, I added this box here, and then I let these kind of drain out, and then I noticed what the reason was, and that was the lack of nitrogen gas, therefore the lack of nitric acid. And so I did some more overclocking of these. This is actually the first thing I did after the last episode we streamed, is I did overclocking on a good chunk of this. Definitely these, so they would produce some more nitric acid, so that we could get, at least hopefully get, some more nitric acid in these pipes, because these pipes are basically empty. And that helped, and now these things are processing at full speed as much uranium waste as they can. But it was all still backed up in this box. So I used the Satisfactory calculator to delete everything that was in the box, because I wanted to get everything off of these belts. I didn't want the belts to be backed up, so now they're not backed up anymore, and we have a steady flow, but not an overwhelmed backed up flow. And this is the rate it's supposed to be at. It's only supposed to be 150. So, and this is a Mark III belt, so it's really supposed to be a pretty empty belt the whole way. And it is. So it's also being pretty stable. There's some issues here with some balancing of things, I guess. I suspect. Yeah, they're not getting enough plutonium down here. I'm not sure why that is. But they're not getting enough plutonium down here. Is that your problem? You're not getting enough non-fissile uranium. And you're not getting enough non-fissile uranium because of still nitric acid. So nitric acid is still a problem. I could probably use maybe some valves here. But yeah, nitric acid is actually still a problem. So I should probably clock these things up again. I did have them at 100 for a while even after I took the overclocks out. And that seemed to help stabilize things a little bit. So I think I'm going to overclock or clock these up to 100. But the sulfuric seems fine because the nitric is behind. So we'll see if that stabilizes it a little bit more. But we aren't backing up on the waste anymore, which was my major concern with this. So we'll see, you know, how this all pans out. But I think it's working okay. All right, so now let's go back and trigger the space elevator final phase launch into the whatever space station's at the other end. All right, so here's our control station. That's a lot of items. And making, you know, one of each of these and 4 of each of the other 2 per minute meant that it took 1,000 minutes to process. That was no joke. All right, and of course, There it goes. Yum. Alright, so we should be able to now... There should be nothing else here, first off. Thanks for the bits, Mr. Taco. Much appreciated. Yes. Good game. Yeah, so we are done now. There is no Phase 5. Took you a lot longer. Yeah, I was just talking about that when I opened the episode up, because there were issues with producing of the high-speed connectors here, and thus the production of a few other things down the line here for that item. So this one here actually finished first, partially because it was the first one we hooked up, which it was the magnetic field generators. But yeah, that one finished first, and then these two are basically neck and neck the whole way because we hooked them up right after, one after the other. And then this one just took an extra, I don't know, an hour or so maybe. And that's only because I was hand feeding stuff in to kind of force it along a little bit to stabilize it. All right, so let's grab the awesome shop. What am I missing? Screws. Then let's go up to the mall and build an awesome shop. I need to make the screws. Did I put an awesome shop in up here? Apparently I did not. So I don't know what happened to the screws that I had, because I don't have any screws here in the mall either. I have to make screws. Let's do the steel screws then, because they're the fastest to make. 500, was it? Maybe I left an awesome shop setting up 200. Maybe I left an awesome shop setting up someplace. The turbo motor chain. Yeah. Well, handcrafting screws from the crappy recipe is no fast matter. The steel screws recipe is going to be the fastest to craft, because it'll craft, yeah, in no time. We need 4 steel beams. And that'll be done in a minute. Handcrafting 200 screws would take how long? The other way? I probably just blew past them. Nope, there they are. 3 ticks times 50. 150 ticks. I'm only making screws in one place, I think, from the steel. And this whole godforsaken factory, I think I'm making screws in one place. Alright, there we go. And I think I have... Do I have the coupons on me? No, they're here in the train? Nope, they must be here in one of the boxes. There they are. Gonna need those too, I think. Let's see. Awesome shop. Probably just leave this one here too. Maybe right there. It's a good place for it. Equipment. Employee of the Month Cup. I think we have everything else but statues. Take that, please. Let's, the new patch items. Why am I still moving? And why can't I now press space to fly up? What is going on? Stuck key something? Something's up. Why is the fly mode stuck? The new patch items. Okay, there it goes. I was doing that, but it wouldn't unstick for some reason. What new patch items? Did I miss new items in the patch notes? Hypes. Oh, the no indicator pipelines. You're right. Okay, yep. Just have to find them. Oh, I see. Yeah. Add that to cart. Add that to cart. Just make sure we don't have anything else missing. There were the new quarter pipes too, but I'm assuming those are available to me now with all the textures. Because I have all the textures and I have the quarter pipes purchased. So I think I get those automatically. So we could buy these statues, or some of the statues anyway. Never actually bought the good one, so we should buy the good one. Yeah, it doesn't have the indicator bars on them. Where it shows you the material and how much of it and all that kind of stuff. We did look at the new lights on the trains though. That was pretty cool. I didn't buy the cart. Nope. Should I buy the cart? Want to buy the cart? I can buy the cart. Assuming I have enough stuff. Should also buy these, but I don't have enough. Well, I might actually have enough. Don't need any of those besides the cup. And I don't need any of these either. Can I buy enough? Yes, I have enough. Buy all. Except... No, never mind. Okay. Let's see here. Let's put this in place of that. And let's put this there for now, so that we can put this down. Yep, we're gonna shred the elevator tonight. Or shred the elevator stuff tonight, I should say. Yeah, that didn't place very well. I am pressing E to pick up. Why does E not work? Well, it's stuck there now. Oh, right, the second golden cup? I forget what that's supposed to give. Oh, space and inventory. Yeah, you're right. That was stupid, Wally. No, the coal power is all still there, too. Let's shred some of this crap that I don't need here. You. And you. And you. And you. Those. These and these. That'll help. Buy the second cup and sink it. Yep. And then, what else was there to do? What about shredding? I forget. How do you shred the, or how do you get the cyber wagon? That's fine. Leave it alone. But I think I only bought the first or second statue of my other game, my previous game. Shred a ticket. Right. So we need to do that too. Let's see here. Oh, you can't buy another cup. I can shred my other cup, but you can't buy... Oh, you can. Yeah, you can. Okay, never mind. I don't have no coupons. Print more coupons. 181 coupons. Nice. Buy. Alright, let's shred that. Golden cart. Right. I forgot about the golden cart, too. Yep. And then we'll do this. And that. And the cyber wagon.
Exit Incorporated does not waste. As a reward for your creative input, I have been given permission to grant you a gift. You can find it in the Awesome Store. I hope you like it. It was my first solo project.
There's a cheese? Yeah, I guess you can call them achievements. I don't know that I would necessarily call them achievements, but you can call them achievements. Now, where did those go? Didn't those go... Oh, right here. No. Thank you. Oh, wait, the carts, and they're all in here. Yeah, they're all in here. Cyber wagon. Yep. Put that one down. And then the, it's not in vehicles. So here's the no indicator pipelines. Straw hat time. At least the alert worked this time. It's in the workshop. Oh, it's in the workshop, right. On Nutmeg's behalf, well, tell her she's got to redeem those herself. Alright, Golden Factory cart needs 15, what's? Caterium ingots. Alright. Ow. I don't really want to pick up all of those, but I guess I can shred them. I'll just shred them. It's fine. There we go. I didn't want to type the command in and then have to type it in again. It's really a Caterium Factory Cup. Yeah, the marketing department got involved and it's a whole drama on the Fix It Discord. Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, how marketing works. Alrighty, so let's see here. We have what are we making? Oh yeah, this thing over here. Dad joke. Hey Nutmeg, welcome. Let's craft one of these, please. Do that part. And then I can just shred all that Caterium ingot. That's fine. The rest of them. And then this gets dragged into there. And the factory cart. This goes there. Alright, dad joke time. Let's see here. This is an oldie, but a goodie. What has ears but cannot hear? A cornfield. This is my second golden cup. This is only the second game I played since they added that in. Yum. Forgot about that part. Right, let me hop out and hop back in. Then we can drive around playing the music. Amazing. This is Calidorn's favorite thing, is me driving the cart. Sad that he's not here for this. Exactly. Alright, we have to drive the cyber wagon at least once. If it'll even move. It's not even moving. Oh, it's got to have fuel, right, of course. That was stupid. I guess I can give it some... I'll give some of this. There we go. I love the cyber wagon. It is so horrid. Alright. So, let's see. Oh, the Fix-It, maybe coffee, maybe not. Still tastes just as bad. So, we could afford the other two statues if we wanted. We can't quite afford these just yet. Cyberwagon only logistics. That would be an insane try. I dare you to do it. Alright, so let's come back down here and let's get ready to tear apart this this stuff. We're going to, of course, need to have a... you didn't dare me. You just said next playthrough. I thought you were talking about you. Let's go ahead and set up the sink here, and you can get ready to sink this stuff. Power's coming in from over there. This should be fine then. And let's do a large box. Only for a little while, though. We'll be back. Our community. Caledorn is our community server host, and due to electrical reasons, he's going to have to cut it for a while. Electrical pricing reasons, he's going to have to cut it for a while. So, yeah. Well, I mean, someone else could host them too. I don't have enough bandwidth to host it, I don't think, but that's, or we could, you know, buy a host, but yeah, he's something else. All right, so let's that's the best comp assault ever. He's something else. So let's take these here to start with. I think. Please do. Please do. The banter is real, so by all means tell him. I'll be even more amused by it. So this is my stupid factory. I mean, it's 300 hours of work, or runtime, or whatever. It's not done by any means. It could be done more, but it's done to the point where I wanted to get it done. So that's kind of where we're at with it anyway. Is it's done to that point. Let's see. I want to do. What do I want to do here? I want to get... No. I don't think we're going to get anything else out of this, so we might as well not bother hooking these up. I wanted to kind of see what all backed up over there. But I do want to get a belt out of this, because there's all the batteries. Actually, the first thing we need to do is delete all of these guys. And we're going to have a bunch of boxes of shame, but I'm just going to do it. So that way they don't keep flying around and getting more crap. Because we don't need them bringing any more crap back. We'll just clean up the boxes of shame over time. Although I guess I should dump my inventory into a box, and then I can pick up the boxes of shame. Oh, I forgot I'm in... Yeah. Let's go a little bit faster. Oh, you're gone. Well, that's not good. So are you. Oh, yeah, you guys are still gone because... You're still trying to bring things here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's get another box. And this will be just my inventory in a box. Store all. Or 2 boxes, I guess. Can you not stack these? Yeah, you can. You sure can stack these. Why won't you let me stack it? Maybe you can't stack them anymore. Or maybe that's smart, trying to be too smart. That could be. Store all, but I'm actually going to take these items out and shred them. SMRT. That spells smart. Sort of. Yes. Let's take... And then, of course, I didn't... Yeah. Let's see. Take, please. One more? Maybe one more yet. Nope, box of shame. Surprised there aren't any of these on the belt. Are there some, like, stashed inside the elevator? I suppose there could be. It's gonna take forever. It's gonna take forever, man. I guess I should put up more of these. Which means I have to go get items out of my inventory. And then the boxes require steel, and then we'll need some of these. Yep. That's probably better. Have multiple shredders going. Because we're going to make a mess. Oops. It's fine. That's fine. Just shred it all. Store it. I don't care. Partial stacks of a few things. I don't care. Delete, 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 delete. The boxes of shame yet. That didn't spell smart. Or did I just not hear it? Hey, Joe.
Oh, I didn't say that. I wouldn't.
Wait,
I
Joe
wouldn't
was here
agree
earlier.
either. I wouldn't have said. I would not. Jeez, oh,
Right, yeah, Joe's here earlier. Then I have a few of these things here. I can delete these power poles too. Yes, I can. But not that one. Oops. Ha! That's bizarre. Random angle? Or, what's that called? Pitch? Yeah, pitch. Alright. How about you? Do you need stuff? Yeah, you need stuff. Store, please. Alrighty, Jeff. Have a good night. Sleep well. Well, we can see. We can do it. I mean, we have an hour still, so I think we can. I don't know why I'm trying to avoid getting the floors here, though, because really we could destroy those too. Because this factory was only here for this purpose. This whole platform was only here for this purpose. Yeah, screw it. Let's just do the floors too. It's easier. It's easier to do them than to not do them. Not sure where that smoke was coming from, though. That was creepy. I was going to announce that, and I forgot. We are going to... There's a box of shame. Okay, then we gotta go empty our bags. We are going to move Sunday shenanigans to Monday shenanigans this week. Or this weekend, or this whatever. IT Machinist is out of town, but he's back on Monday. And, yeah, there's phantom smoke there still. Creepy. And also, Addicted, you said you were kind of not available on Sunday night either, so that works out well. Oh, these are all the boxes of shame, right? From the shredding or destroying of the drones. So yeah, we're gonna do Raft on Monday for Monday shenanigans this week. Presumably the final episode, although depending on what we decide, I suppose we could, you know, sail around and build or something. I don't know how interesting that is for anybody, but we can talk about it and we can decide. But I definitely want to get through the rest of that story because it's been a great story and it's been a while since we started it. So yeah, just do the whole thing, Wally. Do the whole thing. Do the hokey pokey. We gotta get that Unterbelt there too. Unterbelt. That's it. I don't know if we have a box of shame or not, though. We do not. Good. Yeah, exactly. So it's easier just to delay it, and then everybody's here, and we don't have to worry about, you know, anybody missing, and we don't have to worry about trying to find a different game to play because IT Machinist is out of town, and it's a holiday on Monday for everybody, at least in the country where everybody who's playing lives, so it works out really well. No apology necessary. Like I said, IT Machinist is camping anyways, so it actually works out, it's actually pretty convenient. So you're still dumping, so are you. Yeah, that quick wire is going to take a little while. Oof. Alright, well, we keep going. We see what happens. Now, we may have to put up a third shredder. Oh, I missed a box of shame. Mix any more? See, there's one here. Oh, these are the... yeah, right. The drone boxes of shame. There's also a thing floating right there. Bracket. I guess I should have, you know, installed oh, what's it called? Dixper tonight, and you guys could help me shred this with the tornadoes and stuff. What's that? Oh, meat. I don't want to pick it up because, and there's another one over there. I probably bombed something at some point while we were here. I don't want to pick it up because then it'll be stuck, and I don't want it to be stuck. So we're not gonna pick it up. Or sorry, it'll stick if I try to dump it into the box, into the shredder. It'll stop the shredder, so I don't want to do that. There's a whatchamacallit under there too, a slug. Store all. Store all. Uh-oh. We might need a third shredder after all. And I have everything but the cable. Oh, I didn't take enough. Stupid. And I don't have enough steel for this. There's some there of that, if I had the room for it. Well, I guess I can dump some of this out. That one. And do I have any pipes to... No. Let's get them from here, then. It's fine. And do I have any... Yes, I do. Nice. Power. And yes, this power is all cheesed. Store all. Don't care. I don't know why we're still getting phantom smoke there, but that's satisfactory for you. That's all I have to say about that. Do 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 do. So, also we can talk about, you know, what's next. We did or on Tuesday, we did a Age of Empires 3 stream. We played through all those, the newest historical battles, which I was kind of surprised to get all the way through. But I would like to do some of those historical skirmish maps. So, I think that'll be what we do Saturday. And then... we'll have to see, but we might be ready to start something new or something different or whatever for next week. And I haven't fully decided what I'm going to do yet, but I am open to suggestions. I do have a few games that I haven't played that might be best for stream, but I just don't know for sure which one I want to do yet. Also, I have some games that I have played that I would like to get back to on stream. So that's kind of a, you know, open-ended statement, I guess. There's a box of shame. But I would like to get back. I'd like to pick something new out for sometime in the next, you know, few streams at least. Store all. Store all. These things move so freaking fast you can barely see things on the belt. New Old World. That's actually not one that I had thought of. Yeah, there are some new campaigns. So we could definitely give that a look. I had intended on doing that. Oh gosh, when it came out back in like May. And then Calidorn and I talked about also around that time collaborating on something Old World related, but as we talked about in Discord, I think his Discord today, it's just, you know, collaborating, the two of us collaborating is just a tough thing to accomplish because of the time zones. But that's actually a good suggestion. I will consider that one. I've only played it a little since the last time I streamed it, so it would be good to get back to that game. One of the cool features of that game, and I think Civ has the same feature, but I'm pretty sure it does. But there's a play by turn Play by Cloud, I guess is what it's called now. It used to be called Play by Mail, where you take your turn and then you send the save file to your friend, and your friend plays their turn and then sends the save file back to you, and etc., etc., until you play through the whole game. Well, now that the cloud exists and it's a thing and internet speeds are fast and games are presumably a bit, you know, the game saves aren't ridiculously sized anyway, you can play by cloud, and you can the game will automatically upload your save into their, yeah, we have a box of shame, into their cloud, and then the next player gets an alert that says, hey, you know, you have a game to play, and it sends you, or then you launch the game, it pulls down the save. I saw a couple of blanks open up pretty fast here, yeah, and you play your turn, and then the save exits once you finished your turn and uploads the save back to the cloud again, and then your friend plays, and you continue in that manner for until the game is done. And so Calidorn and I actually did a game or two like that, because that actually works for us, because you don't have to worry about you know, the other player being available. You can do multiplayer with anybody then. Oh, by the way, I extended the autosaves to 30 minutes before I did this 16, 17-hour run, so that's why we have just now seen an autosave. It's been a minute. But, yeah, so we did that like a game or so. I think it was actually a couple of half games. And it was pretty cool to do. I mean, not that that's a good thing for a stream, because, well, then you're only playing a turn on a stream, and that would be nothing. But it's just something to talk about, I guess, because I thought it was interesting. But you know, I do tell everyone I can about that game, because it's like Civ, but it's the best part of Civ in terms of the ages, and it's not bogged down by all the later eras where Civ gets. I mean, I lose interest in Civ around the time I start getting gunpowder. Every time. And it seems to be that there's that there's a lot of people who have the same feelings about it. So anyway, yeah, we're full again already, because I'm not able to dump everything out. I may have to just add another box behind some of these and just let these things go for a while. I mean, I don't necessarily want to build any more shredders, but I guess I could. But I keep shredding the steel and stuff every time I come here, so I don't really have anything to make anything with, although I could take these back. I could take these back. Do I have any pipes in here? Yes, I do. Just do like this. That was all the pipes I needed, or I could use, though. There. Use some more pipes. Those. That'd be good. Okay. Store all that. Let's keep moving. We had 2 boxes of shame to deal with over here. All these supercomputers, all these, you know, other fuse modular frames, other expensive stuff is really good for the space, or for the awesome shop. Really good. These endgame products. Even batteries aren't bad. I don't remember the exact scores on anything, but I know the later in the game, the more materials it takes to make, the more steps it took to make, the better the item is, generally speaking, for shredding credits. And we are shredding all of our plutonium fuel rods that we make in the nuclear factory, so that's a decent amount of points too. That's all we got. Where are we at? Not even half full. Perfect. I'm interested in the Dyson Sphere too, but less so than some other games. Not that it's not an interesting game, but it's not. There has been enough, in my opinion, there has been enough new content to make a difference. Hydrate. Thanks, Mr. Taco. I mean, they're focusing on like aesthetic things, and I understand why, but that doesn't do it for me. I would much rather have actual content on a game that I've already played through a couple of times. And there's not any new content. It's all just... I mean, I know they're spending a lot of time on combat, which is also something that I'm not interested in. But... yeah. I would love to see more actual content in the game. Short story long, I would love to see more actual content. I see you right there. Alright, Nutmeg, thanks for the lurk. Have a good night as well. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow for community game night. Hope you're feeling better. All right. Getting there. Let's go ahead and dump off this stuff. Lots, not as much. Well, maybe. It's hard to tell because it's showing me items and I'm not really looking at counts. It's just looking at quantity of items, number of different items. Yeah, it's full. It's full, all right. All these batteries. I totally didn't need that ridiculous level of batteries, but I also didn't want to bother with anything else. So that's what we got. Those things sticking up out of the water, those logs or whatever they are, throwing me off a little bit. We're full. Oh, we got boxes of shame too. Okay. Onward. Onward. Oh boy. Tiny amounts. Not so tiny amount. I'm trying to do this systematically so I don't miss anything, like, you know, creative shame or a support post or something like that. Not that it matters horribly, except that, well, it matters to me. Let's see that. And these. Okay, delete. Good. We get some more crates of shame now. Yep, there it is. Ooh, that was a quickly emptying box. Must have been a bunch of short stack items. And another crate of shame. Yep. That didn't take long. Autosave. Wow, we've been at this for an hour already. Nice. Because there's an autosave just as I was doing the intro. So another game that I was thinking of is returning to Captain of Industry. I did just do that series on YouTube, but I ended it prematurely because the game felt like a stream game to me. I had done enough, I don't know, screwing up, and wanted to start over anyway, or want to start over anyway. So that's the other idea that I have, is to pick that back up again. Oh god, these freaking copper things gonna be the death of me. Wait a minute. Put another box up for at least one of these, because I totally need to. Yeah. The problem with this is that these items are coming into the box as fast as they're going out, so the open space in the box is staying open. And, you know, I was thinking about, you know, what comes next for Satisfactory. And for me. And I don't know that I will actually get around to playing it again until like a 1.0. Just because, you know, this series has been 10 months in the making. We started this, We started this 10 months and like a week ago. And I don't know the next time I will want to invest that much time into a single game. Not that I haven't enjoyed this, but it's been kind of a lot. And there were definitely times when I was like, do I want to just pull the plug on the game? Do I really want to keep, you know, keep continuing with the series? What do I want to do? And you know, for some of that we did, you know, some other games. We did Age of Empires 2 for a little while. We did, what else did we do? Did something else for a little while in there, I think. We did do other games. We kind of wove them in. We did like one stream a week of something else, and that helped. That helped alleviate it. But it was still a lot of game, and I don't know when I'll next, you know, feel like wanting to. But I definitely want to do another playthrough when the game actually becomes 1.0. And that doesn't mean that I won't play it before then, but that just means that, you know, I may not play it until then. I wonder if there are things stuck in the space elevator. Let's see if I can get rid of all these things. Actually, I would start over at that point. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. Yeah, there's parts in there, so we need to get those out. You can see them on the dismantle. Nope. I was hoping I could catch that before it disappeared. Although maybe I want to. That's fine. That looks about right. We'll leave it there. But yeah, I would restart at that point if I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. It's still building. Look at all that goodness right there. Delicious, delicious stuff. Store all those in there. Yeah. Let's pick these two up. Put them back in our inventory. I am short on a few things. I should put this in one of my boxes upstairs, because we don't need it on us. Same with the tickets. Although we should have a few more tickets now. 35. So let's you know, maybe we actually shouldn't have picked all this stuff up, because let's go and shred the whatchamacallit? The coal power. Why not? I will have to do something, though. I can't remove the power lines between the station and however the heck I have the power running over to there. This line here, this line here. This line has to stay. All the way to here, to here, to here, and then up to the station. All that has to stay. Let's break this first off. And then I can break this power line here and here, but not that one. And you're done already, so that's good. Take this out now. Not the belt. Not the belt. I enjoyed doing these, or having these platforms, these platforms around the miners that go down into the dirt, but building them was a pain. You know, getting fiddly with the angles and the corners and all that kind of stuff. So that's one of my biggest challenges with really any factory game, especially one like this though, where it has actual aesthetic bits to it, is wanting to stay focused to build those aesthetic bits. There are way too many factory buildings in this factory that are half done because of that. Let's see. Leave those there, I think. Actually, those water extractors could come up, I guess. And, you know, I would like to have, you know, done the decoration stuff. But I just get disinterested really quickly on it. And, like, I would have spent, you know, before, I would have spent like an hour or something on an evening. Let's see, not you. You know, putting up walls and supports and roots and things like that. Oh, I did, you're right. Good catch. I thought I snagged that one on the way by, but I missed it. But I would only spend like an hour and then I'd be done. So that's one of my biggest challenges is, you know, finding the motivation to do those kinds of things. And I don't know how to overcome that other than just to force myself to do it, but that also causes me to you know, lose interest in the game. I think that was part of the reasons why I was getting whatever about the game so many times when we were you know, that's why I was playing other games. I know there, you know, like Mr. Taco and Rune Sun and a lot of other folks really enjoy the building, and I commend them for it because I just can't. I didn't even look at my inventory to see how much space we have left. I could be totally calling upon a... oh, wow. Yeah, we haven't... Or, yeah, nothing. Alright, never mind. We're going to keep going. By the time we get to shredding the other one, where we had the coal still hooked up, it'll be long dead. Not that. Although it doesn't really matter, I guess. Power pole already looks like it's kind of out there on its own. I wish I had that motivation, though, to want to do all of that decorative work. I really do. Because I like it, but I like the way that it looks when it's done. Even though mine are fairly simple, I like the way that it looks when it's done. I just don't have the motivation to do it. I tried. I really did. This series, that was one of my goals, was to try. And I did it for a while. But it just couldn't hold it. Or it just couldn't hold me, or... You know, whichever. Like, even here, I did all these railings... I mean, we zooped them in, but we did all these railings here and all of this to make this look good, and we didn't do any supports underneath, but we did at least do some of that kind of stuff, and it did make a difference aesthetically. But yeah. I don't know, I suppose I'm just rambling. So, Addicted, have you gotten a chance to try out Tectonica yet? The game's got a lot of promise too. It's got a lot of Satisfactory in it, but it's not, doesn't have the polish of Satisfactory the Satisfactory has yet, for sure. But then again, it's really, really new, so it's only fair, and you know, going to tomorrow, cool. Yeah, let me know what you think. I mean, I don't know if you watched my YouTube series on it or not, but watching and playing are two different experiences. So it could be, you know, your experience could be even different than mine was. And I know I have a list of games, somewhat arbitrary list of games, where I could definitely watch them, but I definitely could not play them myself. Just, I don't have the interest in the genre or whatever, but I do have the interest in the genre enough to, oh yeah, we have plenty of room. I do have the interest in the genre enough to play it, or to watch it being played. So, you know, what did I break? That can have put me over the power. No. Oh, all right, because it decoupled. No. This all has power. Did I break a power line someplace? Yeah, these are all still running. I don't know where the grid broke. Did I break it going this way? No, because they still are connected. Why did I get the shutdown thing? I still have power here. Yep. Because I got the spark. I should still have power over here. Yeah, I got the spark from that. I don't know why we got the shutdown thing. Could just be a bug. Because I know I didn't break anything important there. Yeah, I feel like I probably isolated something into its own network briefly, but the first set of 16 didn't. We deconstructed them. That was totally unique to this set. But I could have isolated something briefly, and it triggered that. I don't know. As part of the deconstruction process, that is, isolated them. We can delete this, we can delete this. Delete this. All of this, all of this, all of this. Or I totally didn't notice it, but I feel like I would have, and I would have had the same reaction. So I don't think they did. Careful. Not that I necessarily need that ramp, but don't want to delete that power pole that's back there either. There we go. Looking for things that are moving differently from the background, because that's about all I can do. Is go all alligator on it, all reptile on it. So, what I should do... No, actually I don't need to do that. I just need to wait until this is done, and then I can shred that whole line as well. Let's go dump this stuff in one of these two shredders that has fewer items. You're down to your last box. You are as well. And you are as well. This one's nearly empty though, so we'll go ahead and dump it into there. And dump that into there. So that's practically everything. We just have to deal with this power line yet. And then the foundations associated with it. We're also almost done with the shredding, so that's really, really good. I think I can probably take these all up now. For real this time. So we're down to the last box on each of the 3. And whatever I pick up here will be my own inventory plus a bit. And we have room for a bit, so I think that's fine. How close are you? Almost a full box. Almost, yeah, they're all almost full boxes. Wait, there's a bunch of coal and something? Must have been in those generators, but they all had water, so they should have all been burning through the coal. Weird. Whatever. Alright, well, I think let's do a bit of a flying tour of the base while we're waiting for these last bits to shred. And then we can come back here, clean this last bit up here, and that'll basically do it for tonight, I think. So we started here, as many people do in the northern forest. We had a really, really early temporary base on the ground. No foundations. They're in the valley, or the whatever you want to call it here, where most people start again. Eventually that became our first sky base up here at, I think it was at this level. And then we had a sky base here for a little while, and then we started to migrate that into this first building. And I built this first building way too big, because I was intending on using all of the iron and all of the copper collected from these miners. And we ended up not using hardly any of the iron, because I totally forgot that you don't really use iron plates or rods that much in with the alternate recipes. So we could have built this building quite a bit smaller. Really all we used all of was the copper, and that's this floor here is all copper. One whole floor of copper smelting, and then the copper products were, I think they were divvied up a little. And then we have 2 whole floors for iron smelting. We didn't need it. We could have gotten away with 1 and maybe even less. So that's something I will remember for next time, is I will look at the recipes that I'm going to use and ahead of time and have a plan for that. We did put skylights in the ceiling of this building just to kind of experiment with it a little bit. I would have done that elsewhere too if I would have had the the continued interest or whatever. That's the biofuel maker down there, of course. And yeah, so we barely used any of this iron, so that was kind of a bummer. We have concrete there, and limestone there and there. Both are pier nodes, making however much concrete that's supposed to make here. And I left out a window for some reason right here. Let's put that in. So we have, I can't remember how much concrete this makes. I don't have my spreadsheet pulled up either, so I'm not going to bother. But we have all of that. So that's where we started, and we expanded up into this factory, and then we established our first train station here. Oh, hey, here's an old shredder we could tear down, too. That's from the from when this was kind of my base of operations here at this initial station. And then I think we did Caterium next. I want to say we did Caterium next, so we mined the Caterium and did the quick wire next. And then we moved on this way, and we established this sort of main train line here, coming through the northern forest and the desert. We did these ones, I think, probably next. This is rips and modular frames. And then we went on to steel, I think, next. We kind of ramped the steel up slowly over time, because we started with them not overclocked at all. And then we started adding, I think we had a couple of miners as well. We started adding more. Next time I will take the iron from over here and make that into steel, as well as the coal here. I won't grab the iron from way over here, like we're doing now. So eventually we made a crap ton of steel products, though, here in this building and on this station. And these two stations here, of course, are where the iron ore comes in, the supplemental iron ore. And then I think we did heavy modular frames here. And this was our first single item building and factory and station here, because it's a 4-to-1 ratio. So that was our first pain in the neck. And then at some point we moved on to... Oh, no, sorry, this was rotor, stators, and motors originally. And eventually we pulled the stators out. Yeah, we pulled the stators out kind of recently in the series and put them down in their own building. That one, maybe? Because it just became... We switched the recipes around, and it became more logical to just make the rotors and the motors here and bring the stators in down from there. Also because the stators were used in some other recipe that I'm drawing a blank on now. ECRs, I think, over there. So we decided to make stators their own factory, and that made it a little bit better. And then we did heavy modular frames here. And then we moved on to, I think, the quartz stuff here, probably. At some point early on, I think when we still had our first... It was when we had our first Sky Factory here. We took the break to make the Fixmas stuff. A reasonable speed. I can't remember what it was now of any of these things. But we made a good chunk of Fixmas stuff here to take the break from the regular factory for that last Christmas time. That was fun to do. And then I think we moved on to... Did we do... No, these are heavy modular frames. Yeah, we did heavy modular frames. Then I think we moved on to oil, our first oil. Or at some point we did our first oil in what used to be the Desert Valley down here, which is, of course, now gone. So we had to move that out to way out there because we weren't sure how much changing they were going to do to this biome. We never did come out here and move these biners around, these pumps around, but I'm fine with it the way that it is. I'm not going to bother now. We only ended up needing one factory making, I can't remember what the numbers are exactly, but a reasonable amount of plastic and rubber. We didn't end up needing more. We're kind of borderline on one of those, but we didn't end up going over, so I didn't make any more. And then we moved up here, I think, into the northern forest further, and made AI limiters and circuit boards here. This factory's been expanded a couple of times, but including one of them very recently, because we needed more circuit boards. And then we moved across the street and did computers. And then that came much later. I think we moved back down this way. That might have been around the time when we did aluminum. I think aluminum came next. Or maybe, actually, probably what came next was some ridiculous amount of fuel-based power here. Captain of Industry next? Okay. That's a good vote. I added some more fuel to this at some point later, but fuel power, that is. But this doesn't quite pull all of the oil out of these 4 nodes. Overclocked to... Yeah, they're not overclocked all the way. We could definitely handle a bit more fuel power here if we'd needed it. And we almost did. The tiny little bit of the crude goes into making the whatchamacallit, what's this stuff called? Petroleum coke, in order to make the aluminum. We've set this one up to where it's shredding the final products, and that was stupid. Because then we were using this copper at a constant rate. Well, it wasn't stupid, but we ended up, when we made the clone of this building using the Satisfactory calculator map, much more recently, just a few streams ago, we changed it so that we're shredding the aluminum ingots instead. And the manufactured products, which only were manufacturing the casings here, the manufactured products just go to the station, and when they back up, then we just shred the aluminum ingots, and that means we don't use nearly as much copper, which was very advantageous because we could then use that copper to make copper powder for the space elevator bit. So back to the story here. As part of the aluminum build, we of course came up here and grabbed those nearest 3 aluminum nodes, or bauxite nodes rather, and we also built this fairly large copper factory here, smelting 3 full, I don't know if these are 750 or 780, you know you're conflicted, lines of copper ore into ingots, or into copper ingots, whichever way it works out. 3 full lines here, or maybe 720, whatever the number is, I can't remember what it is. And then we turned a good chunk of it into sheets, and we turned parts of it into wire. And this is where I was saying earlier, I should have come out here and set up a drone port and split off of these 2 wire belts here somehow, and sent some of that wire over to the Phase 4 factory to handle that. At some point, we started needing nitrogen gas, so we came out here and started pumping that out of the earth. That came probably around the time of either fused modular frames, which are here. Probably fused modular frames, yeah. At some point, we also did, what are these things called? Radio control units, here. We also made the base's only, what are those called too? Crystal oscillators. And we're actually exporting those to the mall via that drone port there. Back there is turbo motors. We added those at some point along the way. I couldn't tell you exactly when. And also tacked onto that were the two mines, or the 2 stations where we're mining the iron up from below and sending it over here to the steel. I considered belting the steel underneath the rail line down to here somehow, and then we ended up putting it on a train instead because, well, that was the point of this playthrough, was to do things on trains. Here we're making... What are we making here? CS. Cooling systems here. We're also making black powder here. We're bringing in the sulfur via train, and we're making black powder in this drone port. At some point, I decided to start putting the buildings a bit closer to the ground, under the station, instead of having them be part of kind of the underside of the station. It kind of doesn't really matter. It's just kind of just a different aesthetic look. And you can also tell that most of my buildings are under the station in some manner, but like steel with its weird shape and its massive amount of stuff happening in there, and as well as the original base item factory here, I put them as separate buildings from the station. So after we did cooling systems, then we could do supercomputers. Those are made from the alternate recipe that's radio control units and cooling systems, and those are here. We're in an autosave, so I will auto-hydrate. And then I think we started working our way back this way. So we came up here and we made a factory to make electromagnetic control rods. And as part of that, we said, well, okay, our surplus heavy modular, high-speed connectors, we'll go ahead and put those in a drone port. Whenever this base gets backed up, we'll dump those into there, and that goes to the mall. And that's why, because there really wasn't a surplus of those, that's why the factory for Phase 4 included high-speed connectors as part of it, as part of its build. Just because we didn't have enough of a surplus. And then that's it, sort of. Out here, we'll fly out here to the newer Plubber and fabric factory here, due to some of the recipe changes made, I think, in the previous sort of major patch, minor release after update 6. But just before the vacation, they changed some of the recipes, I think, for fabric. So I came out here and tweaked some recipes. I can't remember if we did that on camera or off. But we do have rubber, plastic, and fabric getting made here in this. We are turning the surplus, whatchamacallits, polymer resin into rubber only. we could do the residual plastic too, but we actually need a lot more rubber in this factory than plastic. So I did the rubber only, and then some of it goes into making the fabric, of course, which is, and I think the way that I did this was I made the amount of fabric I wanted, and then I set it up so that the entire amount of polymer resin is able to be made into rubber, and it's just done using smart splitters here, so that the first split goes to fabric, the second priority goes to rubber, and then the third priority goes into the sink here. We have 14 more coupons to print. Yay! So that was that factory. At some point along the way, before update 6 changed this biome, I just don't remember exactly when we did this one. My intent was to take this rail straight out this way, hopefully through that loop, and end up tied into the rail that came out this way. I never actually did it, as you can see. We could still have done it at any given time, but it wasn't that huge of a priority for me, and I was waiting until they did this update 6 change, and then I just kind of never needed it, so I never did it. I think we would have hit that rock, so we'd have had to have veered or done something different here to get that point, but I was going to do it anyways, but then I didn't. This is a copper mine here. Just collects Mark III at whatever full Mark 5 belt, Mark III miner, full Mark 5 belt, to turn this all into, smelt all this copper. We're just using the alloy recipe here, so I pulled some iron out of the ground too. Where is that coming out of? Over here? Right here. I pulled some iron out of the ground too. We just did this one a few streams ago as well. And those ingots are going to the second aluminum factory that's by the mall. And then, of course, we have the copper powder being shipped out, which we don't need anymore, being shipped out here to go to the Phase 4 factory. I think after we did a lot of this stuff, we were gearing up to work on batteries. And I thought that I was going to do this the way that I have it here, and then I totally changed everything. So here I set up a factory and a station making sulfuric acid, bringing in sulfur and dumping and outputting acid. We had the ability to expand this a few times if we needed to, however much we could actually fit in sulfur wise, and then this whole factory is not even being used. It could be destroyed. Because I changed the way that I did things. Based on a suggestion from Caledorn, due to the way the recipes work and the feedback loops and things like that for these, I put all my sulfuric acid for batteries as part of the battery factory here. So this makes all the batteries we need in this base and then some. And we have the ability to take them out by train, although I don't think we actually are anywhere. And we are mostly taking them out via drone from 2 different drone ports. And that was more just because I wasn't thinking clearly when I set this up. It could have just been one. So that was that factory. And then once we had batteries, we were able to set the mall up, which was a lot of work. We did a lot of that. We'd spent a lot of time on that. I mean, all these drone ports here, all this intricate belt work inside of here, all this intricate belt work here to lift all these items up to the, or lift work rather, to lift all these items up to boxes. We have them organized in this semi-logical manner. The simplest items are here in this first bank. The second bank is kind of like to some extent the next tier, but not totally. I also included things that were similar together, so like all 3 frames are here, all 3 steel products are here, and then the 2 quartz products are here. 3 oil products are here, rotors, stators, motors, turbo motors, and then cooling systems, I think, right there. And then the final bank there, and that made 32. And then we needed just 4 more. So I set up this, and we actually don't need these outer 4 boxes here at all. They were here just in case we needed to add another few items in. Did I really put all those lifts in there and everything? Huh. Okay, sure. Good job, Wally. And then we worked on the armory, which is this factory underneath the mall. We're making every product that is used for ammo, all three types or all three categories of ammo, as well as the two filters, all the sort of usable stuff here, are all made here in this factory at reasonable levels. Although, as you can see, this one's still chugging away, making nuke knobs, because that was the last thing that we were able to put in here. Is the nuke nobelisks. Everything else looks like it's done, except for those guys. You're still chugging away. Oh, right, because you're making nobelisks. So of course you're making nobelisks to make nuke knobs. And the nuke knobs are so far behind because we're still flying in the uranium fuel rods from the nuclear plant to make them. And that took a while to get going. That was the most recent thing we did before we added this additional aluminum factory in, and then before we started phase 4, and we can head out there now. The other intent for this this sulfuric acid factory here, by the way, was to support, once we expanded it, was to support the nuclear factory. Or factories, really, because there's really 2 factories here. And it would have worked fine to support this one, the uranium. But because of these feedback loops here on the water and the 2 acids, it actually doesn't work for the plutonium. So I just said, well, screw it. We're just going to make, so we have to ship solid sulfur here anyway to make this. We might as well just make this here too. So that's why that one sulfuric acid plant is completely defunct. So this is still running. It's still running at its appropriate speed, I guess. And everything is green here again, so that's good. And everything is running. Most everything here is fed by drone. The only 2 items that are fed by train is sulfur because of the quantity, and then nitrogen gas because I didn't want to package it, ship it over, and then have to ship the packages back to be refilled. I just said we're just going to train over the nitrogen gas. And for better or for worse, it worked. I saw the train leaving, and it's, yeah. And the trains also will sit here until they can unload completely. So right now we're running on 2 trains. I don't think that's a problem. It doesn't seem like it's a problem. These all seem to be running pretty well. We did this fun and intricate pipe work for all the water for the nuclear plant. This was a fun, couple of streams I think we took to do this part. Stream and a half maybe. But I enjoyed doing all this pipe work, laying all these out like this in like ribbons, and then of course feeding them into each nuclear plant. Autosave. We did 3 water extractors for each nuclear reactor, and each nuclear reactor has its own dedicated feed pipe. We could have downclocked these water extractors. Oops, didn't want to do that, but we didn't because we were like, well, let's just push 360 in the pipe, even though the reactor only takes 300, and we put it all in Mark II pipes just to make sure that the reactors were getting all the water they needed, because fluid dynamics in this game is a little weird. And we are. So that was that factory. And that was the last thing we built before we added this second aluminum. And before we came down here to do this, whatchamacallit, level 4 or phase 4 factory we just finished tonight. So let's tear these things up. Tear it up. Slow my flight speed down too, I think. Let's tear this up. I'm going to leave the space elevator here. Flying medium. Leave this here with some foundation around it like this. Probably take this one out though. We can take you out there. We can take out you and your friend below. And then we could pick that up, I suppose. Oh, look at all those guts there too. I must have blown something up good here. Nice. Take this out. Take this out. This here. And then I can take this out. It's just here when we first established this so that we could have a connection up there from the power that was down here at the time. This here, all of this. Run out of deconstruct powers here. There we are. And these few here. And that one up there. This one here. And we're done. Technically, I could delete this station too. It's not used for anything. It was just a pack station to bring me out here to work on coal power, and also to obviously connect the coal power to the rail network, to the full power network. So I could really delete this station too. And I deleted, you know, we had all the stations in here for the phase 3 for all the trains, and we deleted those. And I could have backed this up even more, but I didn't. So really, this could actually be taken out all the way back to this intersection. Likewise with this, and it could just be a straight track through here now. And if I were to do that, I would actually raise this up to this level here, so that I didn't have this slope here. And I would probably also replace that slope there with another spiral lift, just so that it was, so that we didn't have the slopes anymore, so we had spiral lifts instead. But that would be if I wanted to continue this game, this series. And as I said earlier, it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of work. It's been a lot of time. And I'm ready to play something different and leave Satisfactory behind for now. So this is a good time to do that because we've done everything that I wanted to do tonight and some more. I wasn't sure that I wanted to bother with the destruction of all of the coal power stuff here, but that worked out nicely time-wise. If we hadn't have done that, I probably would have kept working on like walls and roofs for like that building there, and you know, maybe some supports and things like that for some of the other buildings too. We could have also deconstructed that acid plant down there too if we had wanted to. But I think we're going to leave this here. It looks naked now, yeah. We're going to leave this here, and we'll come back. Oh, those are painted now, too. That was an update. That was in this week's update, too. They now match your factory color. They don't stay yellow. All right, so let's find ourselves a raid target, and we'll wrap it up for tonight. It's a little bit later than I would have wrapped up, but it was fine because it was good to sort of celebrate the end of this you know. No, it's not. Like I said, decorating is not one of the things that I really enjoy. So it's not your fault at all. I would have done it only relentingly, something like that. So tonight we're going to raid Clowntown. He's playing Oxygen Not Included, which is another game that I want to get back to at some point. Now that we're done with Satisfactory, it's potentially a good time to try to do it. But not next. We'll do something else next. And by the way, Too Addicted, I would rather do what you want to see since you're here than just do something just to do it. So that's kind of where I'm at with that too, sort of psychologically. All right, so thank you guys for coming tonight. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for this 300 and let me actually check what the time is on this. That last autosave was 314 hours and 28 minutes. So we're pushing up against 315 hours of time on this, and that was quite the event. So stick around for the raid, everyone. Say hello to Clowntown, and thanks for hanging out with me for this crazy series. Thanks for the redeems and the chats tonight. This was much appreciated. And of course, thank you, Mr. Taco, for the bits. And we'll see you all again on Saturday for Age of Empires 3, the historical maps, and then Monday shenanigans this week. Also, if you are interested, we're playing community games tomorrow night in Discord. It's been Goose Goose Duck a lot lately. I suspect it will be again. But I do post a poll, and you can vote for which game you would like to play. as part of the community games. I'll probably post it sometime midday tomorrow, and then we'll play at what is my usual stream time for you, 9:30 Eastern U.S. time. Whatever that converts into your time zone may apply. So thank you guys for coming, and we'll see you all next time. Bye for now.